Okay, so I'm back, and I'm not alone right now. So I have a guest. I'm very pleased to have a guest on my channel, on my stream. So my guest is Eduardo Saldana, the founder of the Infinite Variations brand. And I'm very happy to have you here on my channel, on my stream. So right now we are going to talk a little bit about the Infinite Variations brand. So Eduardo, maybe you can tell us a little bit about yourself, about your brands, and how the idea for creating this brand came to you, and how are you connected with chess in general?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Alexander, for having me on. It's very much appreciated. It's been an absolute pleasure working with you. We love the alliance that we formed with your brand. So let me give a brief introduction of myself. My name is Eduardo Saldana. I am a mechanical design engineer at a global biotechnology company. I was also in a former life. I was a former professional MMA fighter many years ago. I have a background in creative writing, and I am also a competitive chess player. So our brand has been around for about a year now. The reason I started this business was essentially because I attempted to buy a nice t-shirt, nice chess t-shirt to kind of showcase my love for the game. Um, and I wasn't able to really find anything that I really liked. So I thought to myself, well, let me design and create some, and basically the brand kind of spawned from there. Um, what sets us apart, I think, from other brands is our innovative approach to the design process. I utilize the same kind of meticulous hand that I use in my engineering endeavors, and I brought that to bear on, the chess apparel line. So essentially, in the beginning, I was working on sourcing high quality materials. That's one of the main virtues of our brand. It's that we really love to work with nice, good, high quality materials, and we put them at an affordable price. Um, so the approach that we utilize to design our gear is basically we like to draw from different disciplines such as like astrophysics, kind of poetry, um, a lot of different um, areas, and basically we like to express that throughout all of our designs. The mission of the business is essentially what we're trying to do is like make chess cool. Bring it to the masses. Like right now, a lot of the shirts that I've seen, I think that like we bring a little bit of a different approach, a little different idea. And it's great to be able to showcase your love for the game and play and really love what it is that you're wearing. And so we do things that we feel are visually stylistic and appealing, but also intellectually stimulating. And like I alluded to before, the quality of the products is something that we really stand behind. um our t-shirts are mostly 100% combed ring spun cotton, but we do offer higher quality t-shirts, but and then we also have lower quality points.
Sorry, just a second.
Sorry, go
I,
ahead.
I want to change. I want to change my scene in order to actually show the 1 second. In order to show your products, so now everyone
Oh,
can
okay.
see what we are
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah. I also thought really quick, I should back up a little bit and talk about, so our brand name obviously is Infinite Variations. Um, and this name came about. It to me, it has four different meanings. First and foremost, obviously, it has a connection to chess and the fact that, they say that after seven moves, there are more possibilities on the chessboard than there are stars in the galaxy, which kind of leads us into the second meaning where, there's a lot of parallels drawn between, the universe and the cosmos and the game of chess. The depth of the ideas run very, very deep. um, and the third meaning is it's sort of a personification of our personality, where we felt like if we put our minds to anything, we can achieve anything. Um, and putting forth the effort required to achieve a level of mastery, we kind of embody that in our brand name. And then the last meaning was actually I was given a writing assignment, um, and the idea of the assignment was essentially to write to someone, either alive or past, that you love deeply, and ask them a question. And I chose to write to my uncle, who tragically passed in '93. And he was like a surrogate father for me. And basically, I asked him if I had made him proud with the path that I walked in life. And he the response that I got sort of felt like it was coming from somewhere beyond what we can see. And essentially, it felt like words of advice that were given, where it's a dream of the infinite variations that you could pursue, and never allow the seeds of doubt to dissuade you from the everlasting pursuit of happiness. And it felt like, you know, I was being told to reach for the stars and, you know, work as hard as possible, and you can achieve anything. So that's sort of where that name kind of came from. And then, we molded it into everything else. So much like in the game of chess, where, the most powerful moves are accomplished when you make one move that accomplishes several objectives. We kind of embody that in our brand name. um, so one of the things that I did want to talk about today is kind of uh, the customization of the products that we have. We have essentially hundreds of products, and we try to think outside of the box in terms of what ideas we could bring to the table. Like, we have chess inspired, leggings. We have obviously t-shirts. We have hoodies, but we even have, like bomber jackets and fitness clothing. We have all kinds of products, and basically we're kind of trying to put a little more emphasis into the apparel line, where you can express your love for the game of chess in a lot of different, very stylistic ways. um
Yeah.
Kind of going back to the quality.
Mhm.
Sorry, did you
No,
have something you wanted to
no, no,
say?
no. I'm just also reading the chat, and they say that the night design chat is saying that they love the night design. I don't know, Frank. You are talking about this design, this integrated night, but it's really. I think that it's really amazing. It's one of my favorite. And also, yeah, the one I'm wearing. So this is really special, and I guess you will probably talk more about this
Yeah,
design.
I'm gonna go through that design. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Um, so really quick, I did also want to mention that, because of my engineering background, I took a little bit more. I have a lot of experience bringing products to market. So when I first started the brand, I basically scoured the earth looking for, strong vendors that could supply me with high quality t-shirts that were very durable, didn't shrink, etc. And After a lot of trial and error, I was able to kind of settle on or find a great vendor that I love working with. And a lot of the first part of last year was me doing a ton of reliability testing. So I was ordering shirts for all different types of designs. Obviously, with the printing that we have, and I wore those shirts basically every day. I wore them to the gym. I washed them numerous times, and I was trying to get an idea of, number one, would the shirt shrink, or number two, would the printing chip or fade? And I'm happy to say that even after 100 washes, the shirts are still as good as the day that you got them. They don't fade, they don't shrink, and the printing is incredibly durable. So that is something that we kind of really stand behind, and something that we also want to promote in our materials. Um, One
Yahert
other
just
idea that I did
resubscribed
want
for
to talk
20
about
months.
briefly is,
Now, I can
what
say that I'm
happens in a lot of
subscribed
our
on chess
designs.
champion of Kyrgyzstan,
And
Alexandra
I'm
Happy
going to
Hay.
talk in a little bit more depth of a select few designs that we have.
Yeah.
But you'll notice that we like to bring kind of metaphorical representations into our designs in a lot of different ways. So you'll see like an infinite and boundless field where we like obscure the edges of the board, and basically that's kind of a subtle tell that the product was done by our team. Um, Also, too, that just reminds me, I should talk briefly about our team. So, we have a team of professionals that we work with. For instance, my cameraman has a PhD in chemical engineering. He works with me at my biotech company, and we have some professional graphic designers. I'm also a designer myself, but I like to put the best people in the best positions possible. Very much like when you're playing chess, right? It's really important to get your pieces to the optimal squares, and then utilize them to their full efficacy. So we try to be very strategic in how we develop our team. um Sorry, go ahead.
No, 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 no. I just like how you connect everything, your strategy with chess strategy.
Yeah, we try to be incredibly thoughtful with the way that we do things, and because I'm a competitive chess player, I like to kind of weave the ideas that you find in chess and bring it into reality, because that's essentially the reason I really fell in love with the game of chess. It's the strategic aim behind all games. The game is incredibly deep. And it's almost like being in the Matrix, where whatever you can imagine you can do, as long as it works. It's just creation in its purest form, combined with logic, spatial reasoning, and all these other things. So, we try to incorporate a lot of these ideas into, our kind of design process. I'm going to take you through a couple of them soon. Another important note is, we do understand that people come from all different types of economic situations. So we do offer differing tiers of materials. So we have like lower cost materials, and then we have kind of our mid level, which that tends to be our best seller. And it's really nice quality for that level. Our hoodies, for instance, the mid-level hoodie is of an absolutely exceptional quality. It has metal aglets and metal tips on the drawstring cords. It's got a deep hood. The stitching is really incredible. So that's definitely something that we really like love about our brand.
I
And then
have one of your hoodies, and I can tell that yeah, the quality is quite nice, and the design looks really. I couldn't even. I was trying to explain to my viewers on one of my previous streams. I couldn't even, describe this design and how it looks, how it changes color somehow. So quite nice.
yeah, yeah. I mean, we spend a lot of time polishing our designs. pretty much every idea that you see, is something that kind of came to me, and I sort of had like a vision. And then, I'll be asleep and I'll wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning and, just kind of jump out of bed because I have this design idea and I start, sketching it out and, trying to conceptualize it and bring it in. And then I try to tie in the chest and then tie in the brand name. And, but we achieve all this without getting too elaborate. Leonardo da Vinci, was a big proponent of simplicity. There is tremendous strength in simplicity, and that is essentially the definition of elegance, right? You have all of these powerful ideas, swarming behind the design, but the expression of that is very simple and straightforward. It's like a mathematical formula where it handles all variations, but it's relatively simple in terms of its expression. So yeah, that's something that we love about our brand as well. So
We even have one viewer right now who knows you personally. Well, name Dylan cures my soul. Remind me, Dylan, what's your what's your real name? Because I think that it's just a like nickname.
yeah, that's Eric.
Eric, yes,
Yeah,
yes, Eric, right. So
yeah,
you
yeah.
know each other, right?
Yeah, we do. We play chess over the board all the time. He brought a little one into the world, so he's been incredibly busy being a great dad. So we haven't had that many opportunities to play recently, but he used to come over to my house and we used to battle, all the time. And he's also a very high level professional in the medical device industry. So we kind of get along in a lot of different ways.
it's
So
it's
yeah.
it's interesting because Eric, I think, follows my channel, my subscriber from probably my first days of on Twitch, and since the time he's following my streams, watching my streams, and now we have this collaboration. So we live in such a small world. Nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, so I think I covered a lot of things. Did you want to talk a little bit about some of our designs?
Yeah, maybe we can talk a bit about this because I think this one, the disintegrated night, is really special.
Yeah, that's one of those designs that I kind of had a little bit of a vision of what I wanted to see in a product. And essentially the premise of this design, it's a design concept where essentially what you're doing is imagining a black hole in the vicinity of the chess piece. So, this piece is kind of floating through the cosmos. And thus the immense gravity is acting upon it. As you approach a black hole, time begins to slow. The closer you get, the more powerful the time dilation effect is. Eventually, you hit a point where time becomes infinite, and thus, this is sort of a metaphoric representation of our brand name, Infinite Variations. And as you look at the design, it's sitting on a centralized square. So that's something that's incredibly important to our brand is making sure that the chess is fundamentally sound. So the knight is on a centralized square. But as you can see, the light sort of dim around that. And that's a symbol of man's kind of struggle in the world where, one must rely on themselves, to survive and basically succeed. So it's kind of a metaphor for, man believing in himself and moving forward. And we like to play with the light quite a bit, and bring forth, the elegance, that we see there. There are often parallels kind of drawn between the expansive and boundless nature of the cosmos and the infinite qualities of the game of chess. Here, we're providing our take on the combination of all these ideas into one cohesive, polished piece of art. which we call the disintegrating knight. And that is, of course, one of my favorite designs. It was difficult to find someone that had the skill to be able to achieve the effect. I don't know if you have one of those pictures that I sent you, and maybe you could bring it up on screen just to show like a detailed view of it.
Of the night. Let me see.
Yeah, and
Uh,
while you're looking for that, we can continue to sort of talk about what was behind that idea. So, anyways, that
I'll try to find it. Uh-huh.
okay, yeah. Actually, I'll hang on a second while you're doing that because we also need to talk about the octopus knight.
um, okay, maybe.
Yeah, and then while you're at it, also maybe you could bring up some of the other shirts, the your signature shirt and
Yeah, it
um
goes automatically, but if if I try to do this slideshow manually,
okay, if it's an issue,
it's
don't worry about it. You could show it later.
I'll just try to stop as soon as this design appears. I will just try to stop
Okay.
at the right moment.
All right. And then do we have um an example of our octopus knight in front of you? I just wanted to talk about that one briefly. Or that one also kind of flipping through the revolving deck.
I have this disintegrated night right now.
All right, can I share my screen?
Oh, yes, I guess. Well, not sure how it's going to look. But maybe we can try. So you can share, okay?
All right, one second.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know what it looks like. So let me know when you can see my screen.
Oh no, it seems like. Oh wait. Yeah, I think we disappeared.
All right, one second.
Yeah, something appeared.
Let me get this here. All right, here we go. So this is our octopus knight design. We tried to come up with something that was very different than what was on the market. Um, and then obviously, as everyone who plays chess is well aware, that achieving an octopus knight in a game is basically almost like a strategically winning position. And then here in our design, we have the knight on a centralized square. But we're also kind of emphasizing that the size and strength of that knight, it's so powerful that it's actually crushing the board underneath it.
I'm sorry.
But
Let's do the following. Maybe we can have our cameras again, and I can just show it
yeah,
on. Okay, I can show it on the website right now. We are talking about the disintegrate. No, we are talking about the octopus night, right?
yeah, the octopus knight. Yep.
Yes, I think that maybe it will be better to do it this way. Yeah, we are talking about this design right now.
All right, let me
Yeah.
see it really quick. Okay, so you have it up in front of you. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, so like we were saying, the octopus knight, we feel that this is a real kind of different approach. We tried to illustrate the design, and basically, the knight is on a centralized square, on an outpost deep in your opponent's camp. And basically, it makes me think back to one of the first times that this kind of came about, was in the 1986 World Championship between Anatoly Karpov and Garry Kasparov, where Gary had the black pieces and he sacrificed a pawn. And basically, Karpov was known for taking material and trying to just defend, holding on to that material. And basically, Gary used that as a trap to establish this octopus knight. And the strength of the octopus knight was that it was holding back two rooks and a queen from being able to get active because it was controlling the C1 and the E1 squares. So that's part of the reason why a lot of chess brands, try to create this design because it really represents, one of the most powerful pieces you could ever see in a chess game. Well, I would say a minor piece, but um, so this knight is obviously massive, right? It's got the really cool kind of tentacles coming off in a lot of different directions. And given the size and strength of this knight, the chessboard is kind of crushing underneath it. And that's kind of what plays into that. But we feel that, this design is very different than kind of a lot of ones that you see out there. So that we're really proud of that design.
Yeah, it looks really cool. And oh my god, every design has such a actually such a deep meaning.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Yeah, we try to really, use kind of the creative process, and kind of like I'm drawing a lot from my creative writing background, in terms of kind of bringing things together and pulling things from a lot of different disciplines to come together and have a cohesive design. I feel personally that because chess is such a deep game, the designs that highlight chess, for chess enthusiasts, should also be deep, without being over elaborate, you know what I mean, being over the top in terms of their designs. There, like I said before, there is a lot of strength and simplicity, but yeah, you're right. We're very thoughtful about um, all of the ideas that we try to present. Um, do you have the one that we just recently released? I sent it, the one with the Paul Morphy, the futuristic Paul Morphy one. Um,
yeah, do you have it on the website or not yet?
yeah, I did. I do, yeah. Um,
I
I
can
could
go.
show it if you want.
It's if you have it, I can find it. Oh, here.
You have it?
Yes, I found it.
Okay, great. Yeah, so this one was one that we recently released. And this personally is one of my favorite chess players of all time, Paul Morphy, but we bring kind of a futuristic spin on kind of like a romantic era chess player from the 1800s. Um, I know that there's a lot of kind of debate on who the best player of all time is. For me, I like to look a little deeper into the definition of what the best player is. And, so Paul Morphy learned how to play chess as a child just simply by watching the game. His uncle and his father played every Sunday. And I guess the story goes that um, they his father and his uncle ended up playing this game. They agreed to a draw, and Paul Morphy, who was 6 years old, stated, well, why did you draw? You could have won that game. And they didn't even know that he, number one, even knew how to play, and two, let alone had the strength to be able to identify the winning continuation. And Morphy set the board back up from memory and then showed the continuation, the winning continuation within the game, and they were just blown away by that. Um, you know, at at its core, the talent that he possessed was just for me astronomical. Um, the level of tactical ability, he was able to achieve with very, very limited means. This is part of the reason why, I love studying these older master players from the past. It's because they didn't have engines, they didn't
Right.
have books, they didn't have any of the resources that we have today, and yet they were playing beautiful games, very, very powerful, and they showed their strength. If you gave Morphy the resources that we have today, I mean, there's no telling how strong it could be. So for me, that's something that I really look at when in terms of thinking about, in my opinion, who are amongst the best players. So this is kind of our design is sort of like an homage to him, where we're paying tribute to, basically one of my favorite players. I love studying his games. I love the entire idea behind, compensation for a sacrifice pawn or a piece.
Yeah.
And so
He's he's
that's
he's one of your favorite players, but do you have a favorite player of all
an
players?
absolute favorite player. I
Absolute.
mean, yeah, I would say right now I would say it's probably Magnus.
Mm.
Just because like I don't do things because other people do them. I do things because like I want to do them, right? So, you know, I believe Magnus is the favorite player, not necessarily because everybody else does, but because I watched a video of him and I watched the documentary, and
Hmm.
he was playing blindfold chess with 10 boards behind him, with 10 different grandmasters, and people were calling out the moves at random, and he was able to keep 10 different games in his head, and he made it everybody. And after the game, he was able to, for a fan, he was able to write the score from every game that he played just from memory alone. For me, that is just like astronomical ability. And just to be able to, it gives you an understanding of how strong he really is. And I'm a big proponent of the end game. I love end game technique. And
Yeah.
I study Magnus's end games, quite often. He's able to play end games. I personally think he's one of the greatest end game players of all time. Obviously, you have Capablanca, who I also study his games, um, and then and several others. But I think Magnus is definitely my favorite player. He can take many different forms, which that the level of dexterity that he has when it comes to playing chess, like he can be incredibly tactical. He could be, surgical,
He
strategic.
combines
Yeah,
everything.
he
Yeah.
basically he turns into the monster that is going to destroy that game in front of you, regardless of what the position calls for.
But my chat is also saying, Frank saying, I've seen that blindfold simul. It's incredible, incredibly impressive. But I think that we have this guy, Timur Gareev, who manages or managed in the past to play blindfolded on like 30 or 40 boards, something like
Wow.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. I mean, just any player that can do that, it just shows their strength. I think, Magnus came to mind, because he's somebody that I'm kind of actively, studying and watching his games. I mean, just like many other chess players, he's pretty much the most famous chess player on the planet. But, I think he's just impressed me in his pure skill. And he's very human. That's something else that I really love about him in terms of, like when he loses a game, obviously he gets, it bothers all of us when we get crushed on the board. But I've seen him like during the championships in 2013. He was shaking so bad that he like knocked over a chess piece because there were so many people, there watching him, and he was under pressure, and there was a very human moment. So despite being the strongest chess player in history, he has these very human moments. There was one where I forget, like a Latin grandmaster played this incredible queen sacrifice on him, and he was just like congratulating him, to the highest degree, where the other guy had, I think he had double rooks. on the A file. Basically, he
Hmm.
brought his queen in, and I'm sure other people have seen that game as well. But like the way that he reacted to that was like for me, it was so cool. It was great to see. He was the world champion at the time, but here's the world champion, who somebody else just stunning on him with this beautiful queen sacrifice. And Magnus was just like, oh my God, that's such an amazing move. So that's something I really appreciate about Magnus.
Yeah, Magnus is great, and I think everyone still considers him the greatest, like the strongest chess player of our times, even though we have
Yeah,
a different world champion right now. So
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Um,
This Paul Morphy design, futuristic, is really quite a very impressive, yeah, style design.
I
So super cool.
Yeah, I love that. And that's something, that's another kind of area. Our brand name obviously is Infinite Variation. So whatever you can imagine you can achieve. And we try to take that philosophy into our designs. Like, I just try to be creative with what we bring to the table. And just we feel that this kind of design process is really what sets us apart from other brands. We're trying to be very innovative and on the front lines, and on the cutting edge. So the one other idea I did want to talk about briefly, was these kind of t-shirts specifically made for tournament chess players,
Yeah,
which, as far as I know, um, I haven't seen any other brands doing this. But because chess is an international game, um, and you go to these big international tournaments and there's players from all over the world. Um, we're trying to kind of create a little bit of a line where you have a really cool, elegant, sleek design, chess design, and then you have your country's flag kind of on the back. So it's almost like a uniform, and we could print these on incredibly very, very high quality premium shirt. So it looks almost like a sports jersey. They do talk about chess being a sport. So this is sort of like a cool kind of chess uniform that you could wear in your tournaments, where you can simultaneously showcase your love for chess, while displaying your country's pride. And we have all different types of countries, on our website, but we do have the ability to pretty much do any country. I think the only tricky ones are where there's kind of conflict zones. That's the only thing that's kind of tricky, but pretty much every other country we're able to do. That's also something that I wanted to make sure that people understood, was that all of our stuff is customizable. That's another thing that really sets us apart from other brands is, if you want to like put your name on there, your favorite quote, anything within reason, we're willing to work with you and create a custom design for you so that you can, really, really cherish your shirt, and you can, wear it proudly because you had input into the design. We also can do custom designs completely from scratch. There's a little bit of a cost associated with it because if it's a brand new design and we have to do all that, there's a design cost. But if it's a reasonable customization, we won't charge for the customizing process. And I've done that plenty of times where I've taken people wanted, like a design, but they wanted to put like their favorite quote on there in a particular font and
yeah,
shading, coloring, and all that stuff. So we do offer that, and we do offer that for basically every design that we have. So if anybody's ever interested in doing any kind of customization like that, they can contact us, through the support, and that'll come directly to me, and we can work on doing that for you. So, but yeah, kind of finishing off the tournament chess each completed. It seems like a real straightforward idea, but up until now, no one else has done it. So, that is definitely something that we're really proud of. And then I think the last thing we can talk about is, can you showcase your signature shirt, Alexandra?
Actually, I'm showing this my signature short right now. Yes,
Oh,
it
okay,
is on the
cool.
screen.
Yeah, I couldn't see it. So yeah, the Alexandra's signature shirt is something that we're definitely really proud of. We love that design. Let me just bring it up really quick. So um when when you look at this design, basically you can see the rays of light coming down and highlighting the queen, who is also on a centralized square where she's the most powerful. And there's obviously parallels between Alexandra being, the five-time champion of Kyrgyzstan, aligned with the most powerful piece on the chessboard. We adorned the background with the Kyrgyzstan flag, and we tried to do this in a way that was, not only elegant and looked well, but it also blended perfectly into the shirt. um you could see with this design we obscured the edges, which is kind of that hallmark of our brand. It gives you that infinite and boundless quality. And then obviously it's just really blended into the t-shirt really well. This is another one of my favorite designs. I absolutely love this design. So
I love it. I love it too. It's really beautiful.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So if you guys want to support Alexandra, you get a really cool signature shirt. But essentially any of our subscribers, purchase anything from our store, it goes to support her as well. So yeah.
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 Guys, don't forget to support me. Get a nice t-shirt for yourself, and yeah, you'll support me at the same time. And
Yeah.
I guess we should also mention that there is a sale right now these days, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's I guess we can kind of leave off on this, where we're conducting a Memorial Day sale. It's 20% off on any t-shirt in the store. Basically, it's a great opportunity to give us a try. Get a t-shirt, and it essentially works out to be around 20 bucks for a 100% combed ring spun cotton t-shirt. That's incredibly comfortable. It's very flattering. It's just a great all around t-shirt, and 20 bucks for a really nice shirt. You really can't beat that. That sale is running until the end of the day, Monday. So call it Tuesday if you want. And yeah, and it's just basically, like I said, it's a great opportunity, to give us a try. We're very confident that we get our shirts in the hands of consumers. They're gonna get a better understanding of the quality that we bring, the depth of designs. That's something that I can't emphasize enough, that we're really, really focused on quality, paired with, elegant designs that are intellectually stimulating and thought provoking. So it kind of brings all of these different worlds together, and it's just, and at the end of the day, they're really sleek and they look great. They're fun to wear. I wear shirts all the time. I know I'm just a little bit biased, but I wear them because, number one, that they're incredibly comfortable.
Yep.
And
There's a
Go ahead. What
question.
were you?
Yeah, there's a
Okay,
question in the chat. Like, my viewer is asking. I assume that you ship globally.
yes, absolutely. We ship to all corners of the world. We can basically anybody, um, can get a shirt. We definitely ship globally, and like I mentioned before, the only tricky part is conflict zones. It's obvious it's going to be difficult. You're not going to see a UPS, truck driving by, somebody launching a missile. So, that's the only kind of caveat. But yeah, we're working with a lot of different influencers from all over the world. I have people in the UK. Obviously, we ship to you in Kyrgyzstan. We work with a bunch of influencers in Australia, Canada, all over the US, South America. Yeah, we could ship anywhere.
Yeah, if I manage to get living here in Kyrgyzstan and I managed to get it, so you guys, Europe, don't worry.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
don't worry about yeah, shipping. You'll get it.
yeah, yeah. If we can get something to Kyrgyzstan, we can get something anywhere. Yeah.
Yes, and I got my t-shirts and quite quickly actually. Like I don't
Yeah,
know, it's like
it's a
2 weeks
decent,
or something.
yeah, so we try to get it, done and completed in, between 2 to 5 days because they're custom designs and they're not, being pulled from a rack. They're printed. Each design is custom made right then and there. But the beautiful thing is, it's that, I do work with some larger companies and they're interested in terms of our capacity. The beautiful thing with that is, we have fulfillment centers all over the world, and we have a fancy little algorithm that kind of picks the best fulfillment center to fulfill orders, and any combination therein to fulfill any order. So but yeah, it takes a standard between 2 to 5 days to get it made, and then there's standard shipping, aside from that. But for quality, comfort, it's a very small price to pay.
Yeah. Wow, thank you so much
Yeah,
for your
absolutely.
presentation.
Yeah.
I'm really very happy to have you here on my stream on my channel because I knew that I wouldn't be able to describe the vision, your vision, yeah, behind the brand. So you are the
Yeah,
only one
we
who can describe it well.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, it was great. I really appreciate you bringing us on. And like I said before, we absolutely adore Alexandra. We love working with her. She kind of embodies a lot of the same philosophies that we have. We like to travel through time, travel through the ages. And I'm following her Travel with Me series quite closely. I love studying, the games of the 1800s and all that. And you'll, keep an eye out for us creating, we create new designs very often. That's one thing that is also very different about us, is that we don't just sit back and wait. A lot of it has to do with the fact that, like, I have, designs, you know be like there's so many designs that I have that I still want to create. And armed with a team, that I work with, we're able to, bring these designs to life, but you'll see new designs quite often from us, but without sacrificing on the quality of the design. So every design, it's gone through a rigorous process. I get, there's a lot of drafts that happen before the design is eventually released. But yeah, fresh designs, great, cool, gear to wear. If you love chess, like I said before, I was a pro MMA fighter. Way back in the day, I used to, do like kind of hip hop dancing, kind of break dance, so to speak. So we try to bring some of that really cool style to the game, so that you can wear your chest shirt proudly, and not basically just showcase your love for the game.
Yeah. There is a question in the chat. Is there a
Yeah.
special technique for printing the designs on the fabric?
Yeah, it's it's a DTG process.
Hmm.
It's common in printing, and basically, the printing it's not overbearing, and like I have this shirt on right here that you can see. This is kind
Hmm.
of a classic design that I came up with. And basically the printing, it's very light, but it's incredibly durable, and that's something that is really important. The durability of the printing. Like I've gotten shirts that I love, they're comfortable, but after a few washes, they're chipping and fading and breaking apart. I've taken art designs and very deliberately printed on a large surface area and then threw them in the wash repeatedly over and over and over again, to get a feel for how durable that printing is. So, like I took a very engineering approach, to the entire product development process. I have 15 plus years of engineering experience. I was the lead mechanical engineer on numerous projects. I've ran multi-million-dollar projects. I've delivered products to the market. And like I said, we take that same meticulous hand and bring it to, the chess apparel market. You know what I mean? And we really feel like our stuff, it just sets us apart from what other people are doing. So you at the end of the day, you get a very comfortable, durable, reliable chest shirt that has a really cool, elegant design. I mean, right? Can what else could you want?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's great great to hear that the quality is good because yes, Frank in the chat is saying I've had shorts where printing came off pretty quick, so that's good to hear. Yeah, that's right. Sometimes you buy something and then you are afraid to wash it because you know that after one wash, uh, you will not see the
Yeah.
same design. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's something I cannot emphasize enough. Before I chose the vendor that I'm working with, I sourced stuff from China, from Bangladesh, from like I was scouring the earth. I spent a lot of money, sourcing samples and then going to different printing houses, and then trying to kind of combine all these things together. It's anybody who owns a brand will tell you it may seem like it's straightforward on the surface, but it's there are a lot of moving parts to trying to be able to create like a robust business that's able to handle the complexities. And but at our core, at the very base is quality materials, durable printing, and elegant designs. And but that is something we definitely stand behind. And if there's one thing that is also important to know, it's that if there's ever any quality issues with any products that you get from us, like we will remedy it immediately, up to and including shipping you a brand new shirt, to replace that. But it's because we're so confident about the quality of our products. But there's sometimes there's nothing you could do. Sometimes something, like if like I remember recently, one of our premium hoodies, like some of the threads kind of came off a little bit, but we replaced it right away and that problem disappeared. It was just like that one shirt that happened to be an anomaly. But where it's perfection isn't something that is ever achieved. It's how you handle the adversity that really counts. And like I said, we're very adamant about making sure that the quality is it's one of our highest priorities. So if you get something and there's an issue, you let us know. We'll replace it, easily.
yeah, sounds great.
Yeah.
So
Are there any more questions?
Chad, do you have any questions? My viewer Pizza Race is saying, I have a couple Triumph motorcycle t-shirts bought over 20 years ago and they still look good. Looking for something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. We're
Another
like that.
another viewer saying, still didn't spot the Dutch flag. So you probably need to add Dutch flag t-shirt.
Yeah, so yeah, like I was saying before, I mean, even if I did a country every single day, it would take me over a year to kind of put out every country's design. So if you have a request like that, like, the Dutch flag, we can absolutely make it happen. So anything that you don't see in terms of countries, that can only work so fast. So if you don't see it on the website, just talk to us and we'll make it happen. um and
What
there's obviously, sorry, go ahead.
No, what is the easiest way to contact you on the website?
Yeah, there's a support email,
Mm-hmm.
support at infinite-variations.com. And that email will come directly to myself, and it will CC some other members of my team. And like I said, we can customize anything. So if you have something specific, like in this tournament series, you want, like you said, the Dutch flag, that is something, we can absolutely do and bring it forward. So that's important to note, that if there's something that you want, especially like one of the new international designs, if there's a country that you want, just let us know and we'll make it happen.
Seems like you need to add Dutch flag T-shirt because I have a couple of I have a lot of viewers from from this country, and
All
everyone
right.
is asking.
All right. Consider that done. I will get that done in the
Cool.
next day or so.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Right. So, guys, do you have any other questions? Yeah. Chat is saying thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks guys. And like I said, click on the link, support Alexandra. We 100% stand behind her. We adore her and we want one thing that we would, even though this sale is going to end on Monday. We're probably going to do another sale specific just for Alexandra's viewers. So, you watch the stream, you'll get the code, and then you can get that same, beautiful 20% discount, on any of the t-shirts in the store. And obviously that part of that sale will go to support Alexandra.
Yep.
So there's a couple of big plans that we have this year, for, obviously, because we're an American-based company. We have some designs that we're going to come out with for the 4th of July. We're going to start putting those out probably around the second week in June, if not just a tad bit earlier. And we're going to run a sale on those t-shirts as well, so that you can get, basically we try to put our kind of quality designs out there for, because like a lot of designs are more of a cash grab, whereas our designs are more of, we have a focus on quality and comfort and durability. So we bring our touch to the game. And we're doing that for, a lot of different occasions and a lot of different holidays and stuff like that. So just to reiterate, we're going to do a specific sale for Alexandra's viewers. It'll be sort of a continuation of the sale that we have now, but you have to be a viewer of Alexandra's channel to get that code. And then we're going to do the 4th of July sale, with some 4th of July designs coming up. I'm still trying to figure out if I'm going to do, maybe 2 or 3 designs. I don't want to do too many, but so yeah, that's what's coming up for us.
Yeah, sounds very cool. Uh, just one question.
Yep.
My chat is making jokes, but I have kind of a symbol of my channel of my Twitch channel. It's a snow leopard, because snow
Oh, okay.
leopard is a symbol of it's a a symbol, national symbol of Kyrgyzstan.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, and I made it a symbol of my Twitch channel. So I have snow leopard emotes, and chat is joking, but asking, and of course we need the roaring snow leopard short too. So maybe one day, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I can, like I said, I can make that happen for sure.
Yeah.
Customization is where our strength really lies. Our ability to create new designs. Like if you have a new design idea and you want to see it on a shirt, we can produce it for sure. We have a whole team that we work with. They're all professionals. Um, you know, Obviously the more intricate the design, there's a cost associated with it, but if it's within reason, and we could definitely do custom options for people. So customization is our strength, basically.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
All right. Thanks
Yeah.
so much, Alexander, for having me on. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so
Um,
much, yes, for being
yeah,
here on my channel, on my stream. Really very interesting to know more about you, about your brand. It's a real pleasure and honor to work with you. So, and hope to see you soon on my channel again, maybe.
yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, and we will talk to you soon. All right.
All
Thank you.
right. Thank you.